At the end of January 2025, I went to Hong Kong. Actually, I had to go there for visa reasons, so I decided to make a trip out of it. My first real solo trip, actually. It wasn't the ideal time to be alone though, because I had 2 big suitcases from my last 6 months and 2 seasons in China, and a backpack, which weren't easy to look around. My journey involved a 14-hour train ride from Wuhan to Shenzhen, followed by another train from Shenzhen to Hong Kong, and finally a metro from the station to my hostel. I really prioritized cheapness with this hostel, and it was pretty terrifying to be honest, with holes in the wall and every possible door being left open. But the people there were exceptionally nice and welcoming, so that made it okay now that I'm in the future and know that I wasn't robbed or murdered. I had made a bit of a mess up when booking, so I had to spend 1 night there, followed by 3 nights in another place, and then finally 1 more night in that first place. The second hostel was much nicer, and though all I had was a little capsule and a curtain, it felt good to have some sense of privacy. I was really excited about coming to Hong Kong, and especially about doing a solo trip, something I've always wanted to do. But looking back, it was just okay. I enjoyed looking up at the crazy, colourful, weird buildings, and I don't know, maybe I just didn't plan it that well. I felt like I ended up doing a lot of walking in random, not so special places, which is nice, until your back hurts so bad that you want to cry. But there were some key moments that did stick out to me, like the Qilin Nunnery and Nanlian Garden. Actually, while this place was beautiful, it was really hot and I was not prepared for hot weather. So I caught myself feeling a bit cranky and impatient and had to remind myself to be in the present, stay in the shade and enjoy my time there. Another slightly disappointing moment was when I went to climb the Victoria Peak Circle Walk. I was too lazy to figure out how to get to the hiking spot by public transport, so I decided to walk. And it was way, way, way further and way, way, way steeper than I thought. Not only that, but when I finally got to the top to do the circle walk, the one with the stunning view of the city and the harbour, there was nothing but clouds. There were moments when it started to clear and I got my hopes up, but they always came back. So I had a viewless little stroll. At that moment, I felt a bit of a longing to be with friends. I love spending time alone, but when something kind of annoying like that happens, especially on a long-awaited trip, it's always nice to have people to complain with, an opportunity to make it fun in another way. It's a bit harder to do that on your own. And to top it off, the tram to get down the hill was a bit too expensive for my liking, and so I had to walk down again. Now, there was one real highlight: the beach. I had it in my head that I wanted to go to the beach to see the sea because it had been too long. I took a bus and got to a small, almost empty beach, and it was perfect. Not only was it beautiful, peaceful, full of colourful stones and shells to collect, but hidden in the bushes was not 1, but 2 trampolines. And I found myself jumping on a trampoline for the first time in years on a beach in Hong Kong, feeling giddy, proud, grateful, and happy. After jumping on the trampoline, I sat on a rock and journaled. I did think to myself that it would have been the perfect place to meditate, but I didn't. For one, because I didn't want to take my eyes off the beautiful view, and 2, I was a bit paranoid, being alone for the most part on this very secluded beach, and didn't want to let my guard down. Instead, I thought of my friends and loved ones, and of the views I've enjoyed so far in my life, and the views I'll enjoy in the future. And listened to music that was special enough for the moment. I didn't get too deep into my thoughts, but it was nice. And I really appreciated my time on the trampoline. Whoever put that there, I want to say thank you. And I want to remind myself and anyone watching that we have free will. And life can be a playground if we want it to be. So jump on trampolines when you can, swing on swings, skip stones, collect shells, well, you get what I mean. Aside from this magical time at the beach, I got to enjoy some good Hong Kong food. I was really excited for the milk tea, but to be honest, I was a bit disappointed. You really can't beat Barry's tea. But I loved the breakfast overall. And I'm a bit embarrassed to say that while I did get a few typical dishes, I mostly prioritized cheapness and convenience, hence the pizza slice. Oh, and I also tried some delicious Nepalese food. I got to see some iconic Hong Kong spots like the Monster Mansion and the very Instagrammable basketball court with the rainbow building. I also took the old-fashioned tram for a spin and got to see a fireworks show for the Lunar New Year. And I even took a little boat ride on the river. And I always enjoy walking around an unknown city, people watching, thinking about how the people I share the metro with call Hong Kong home, and have such a different connection to the city from me. Although I said at the beginning that this trip was meh, I'm kind of realizing now that maybe I just feel like that because I didn't have funny, memorable moments with friends because I was alone. It was a much calmer, more pensive trip, so it feels a bit uneventful. But thinking back over it, I had a lot of interesting experiences, and it was really cool to do that alone. So, that's all from me for now. Until the next one.